Now I am just going to wrap my ears. I'm using this maroon shiny fabric for my Harry Potter ears. I think it's going to look really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and use my hot glue to wrap these around. And then the only difference is going to be when I get to this little corner. So when I get to this, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it around like I normally would. And when I'm finished, I will pop back in and show you what I do to make space for this to come out of the ear. Okay, so I have my fabric wrapped around my coaster. And when I'm doing typically when I'm doing ears, I don't stuff them first. I put the stuffing in after I've wrapped them. I just find that that works best for me. But when I'm doing light up ears, I get to this point and then I look at how this fabric folds right along the corner of the ear, and I pull the wire and see where it's going to come out of that fabric, and I just take my scissors and I cut along that line all the way into the corner of the ear, being super careful not to cut my wires. Okay, now I've got this little place where once I wrap that around, my wire is going to be able to come out with no problem, and it's not too noticeable or too big of a hole right here. Now that I have it stuffed, I'm going to go ahead and snip off a little bit of this tail right here. Right there. And then that's kind of just going to end up tucked underneath when I wrap this around. And it's just going to kind of go out of the way as I wrap this around. I also do not leave flaps to wrap around my headband. I find that the hot glue I use is strong enough without that. So I close off all of my ears before I glue them to my headband. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this one off. And there I have my front of my ear. Let's go ahead and turn this on so you can see what it looks like. This one is going to be a little bit different than my others because the fabric is so dark, but when it's dark outside, I like how this is kind of just going to show through and give it a little bit of pop and magic. Considering it's Harry Potter ears, it's pretty fitting. I am going to go ahead and turn these off, go ahead and wrap my other ear. And it's going to be the same process. There's a little bit more wiring to be aware of over here on my left ear. I don't know if I said that was my right or my left, but this is the right ear that I just finished. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the left ear. And just be super careful as you're wrapping this to not cut too big of a hole, but to make sure that you do have enough space for those wires to come out of the corner of your fabric. Alright, I'll be back when I finish this side to show you what it looks like. Alright, so I have my 2 pairs of ears finished. Let's go ahead and look and see what that looks like. Beautiful, they light up, they glow all the way around the edge, they're nice and puffy, and the wires are sticking out of the corners. So that is how I do my light up ears. The rest of it I just I wrap and fill 2 more coasters to go on the backs, and then I put it in the trim, put on the trim, stick it on the headband. But that is how I do my light up ears. I don't really have step-by-step instructions for this, but I'm just going to show you how I made this little pouch that holds the battery pack on the back of the ears. Okay, so this is where we're at with our ears. For anyone wondering, this was a plastic gold button in a giant collection of plastic gold buttons. I just happened to find one that was perfectly detailed for a snitch. There's lots of different textures in here. That would also work. I could use this one. It's just like a sphere. That would also have worked, but that's all that is. And then these little wings I found in the paper crafting section at Joann, and I just painted them gold with some acrylic gold paint, and then I stuck them together on here, and the texture on these wings makes them stick very, very well with hot glue. So this is really nice and tight. I have taken my, let's flip it over to the back. I wish I had shown before I covered it up all the way, but I took my 2 lights and I strung them up in the middle of the bow. So they are right here behind, this isn't going to be in focus, I'm so sorry. But they're right here behind the snitch. So when I turn on the ears, the lights on the ears, it has lights around here, and then there's some light around the snitch as well. Alright, so now I'm gonna find the best placement I can for this pouch. I think this might be it right here. And then I'm gonna try and tuck this away and do what I can with this wire. Can't make it totally invisible, but I prefer this method to having it under the bow or on the headband somewhere, just because I find that the headband isn't quite thick enough to disguise the whole thing, and I think this looks kind of cool to have a little hidden pouch. Okay, that's cooled off. I'm just gonna slip this inside, and voila, that is pretty much hidden. I have a little bit of slack, so I think I'm going to glue this cord down to the headband right here. Alright, and that is our final product. You just come over here and switch it on, and we have our light up Harry Potter ears. You guys, I cannot tell you how much. It's so sad that you can't see it very much, but I love this headband style. The wrapping it with ribbon is seriously my new favorite thing. This is so perfect because I could get the black and the maroon and the gold all in that headband. And it's seriously so sad that it's all covered up. I'll know. I will know that it's in there, and this video will show from that beautiful angle all of those perfect little diamonds. Anyway guys, those are my Harry Potter ears and how I do my light up ears. If enough people see this and want to know how I do something else in the video, just comment down below, I guess. I'll create some more videos if you guys are interested in seeing how I did the other parts of this process. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks guys. Bye!